Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, April 24th, 2020. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The planned repatriation of a number of Vincentian sailors is now in doubt. A repatriation sheet reportedly from Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines made its way on social media last evening, and what was notably absent among the countries and date for their citizens to be repatriated was SVG. Since then, some sailors and their families have openly expressed concern about their return home after spending weeks on these ships, not working and unable to disembark or travel home because of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has halted the operation of many businesses worldwide, including those in the cruise industry. In an interview with SVGTV News today via the telephone, Minister of Health Luke Brown said while he is aware of a possible delay, it has nothing to do with SVG or the government.
No, it has nothing to do with the country itself. I mean, we are more or less waiting on information regarding how we could go about this process so that we could be guided. Even from the standpoint of the cruise ship company, that matter or the arrangements have been more or less sorted out completely, because there's some stipulations related to how they may be able to leave their current location and so on, which have to be satisfied. What I could say is that the government, from our standpoint, is prepared to make accommodations necessary to facilitate the return of the sailors. We've already stated publicly that we have some protocols for the repatriation in place.
April 30th, 2020 was the date given for the sailors to start arriving home. However, from all indications, Minister Brown said this is not likely to happen.
We do not have a date, and I'm not sure that the 30th of April, based on my understanding of the international situation, I'm not sure if the date of the 30th of April, which was circulated, is going to be achievable. But from our standpoint, we just stand ready to receive and to facilitate the transfer, so long as other things which are outside of our control are satisfied and sorted out, and so long as the transfer is being done within the framework of the protocols that have been established.
Part of the agreement for the return of the sailors is that they would have to be tested for COVID-19 and adhere to all of the protocols by the Ministry of Health, including a period of public quarantine.
The number of Vincentians who are abroad right now and who are connected to cruise ships exceeds by a significant number the 300 figure that has been communicated. But this 300 figure, I think it was 329 reported in a recent publication, is specific to, I believe, one particular cruise ship. We have facilities for public quarantine. I'm not sure that they will, strictly speaking, be used in respect of the sailors, because as the Prime Minister has indicated, we might be looking at other hotels and guest houses which are available to accommodate the sailors for the period of the quarantine. But those things aren't finalized yet.
At 7:30 this evening, a recorded message by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves addressing the issue of the repatriation of the Vincentian sailors is expected to be broadcast on the Office of the Prime Minister's Facebook page. Rapid testing for COVID-19 has commenced here, and according to Minister of Health Luke Brown, this has helped to flag a recent positive case. Minister Brown did not say which one of the positive cases or how many persons were tested using the rapid test. However, he said these tests are being done during the contact tracing process.
Cases. I'm not sure that it is the 14 case as such, but it helps us to flag one of the recent cases where it was administered. We had a result on it, and on the basis of that result, we took some precautionary steps while we allowed for confirmation to be received on the official position from the PCR testing done at CAFA. Well, I'm not sure how many persons have been tested via rapid test. I mean, it's an ongoing exercise that the public health practitioners in the field will use their judgment on in general. But the rapid tests are just being used on an ongoing basis. I could try to get an idea of how many people may have been tested by rapid tests, but I mean, in general, it is being used as a screening mechanism and with certain communities and groups.
Previously, the minister said the rapid test will be used for persons who are ready to be released from quarantine. However, he now says they are being used to screen persons, and this has been working well for health workers in the field.
I've been doing some rapid tests. I'm not sure if it has been really exceptionally applied to persons in quarantine, but to persons of interest, for one reason or another. And we've also been doing a verification exercise with the rapid test, where we're comparing the results of rapid tests with the results that we received from PCR testing. And I'm advised that there is a very high level of correspondence between both forms. But I mean, in all of it, we still maintain that for official diagnostics and medical clearance.
This country yesterday recorded its 14th confirmed case of COVID-19, with the last 2 cases said to be closely related. Minister Brown said health workers are making progress with their investigation into these 2 cases, while noting that all of the 14 COVID-19 cases have been mild.
The 14 person, based on the information at hand, is likely to be local transmission as well. I think that the investigations are ongoing, and hopefully we have some conclusive information on it so that we could chart the way forward. But I'm advised that they're making some progress with the research that's being done right now. Based on all reports, these recent cases are mild in their symptoms. So that is, again, something for which we are grateful, and we would naturally continue to monitor the situation with great vigilance.
And 5 persons have so far recovered from COVID-19 here in SVG. The 5th person received medical clearance yesterday. At a press conference held earlier in the day, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Simone Kieser-Beach said that no special medication was administered to these patients as they recovered on their own.
The management of COVID is symptomatic. That means if somebody has difficulty breathing, you would apply medication or techniques to deal with that. The persons who have recovered did not require any specific medication or intervention. All right? They were mild, they recovered on their own. So remember, it's always been said that about 80% of persons with COVID will be mild. And we are recognizing that that figure is probably even higher, and that the proportion of persons who might not even recognize that there's something going on, that proportion is probably even larger than we thought. So there was no specific treatment, but rather monitoring and advice.
The medication interferon has been sourced out of Cuba, as it has been identified as a possible treatment for COVID-19. This medication is, however, not yet in the country. Minister of Health Luke Brown said they are expected their order by next week.
We have placed an order for 50 doses of the Cuban drug interferon for a sum exceeding 30,000 Canadian dollars. We are hoping to get this item in hand by next week so that it could be applied to treatment. Our stock locally here would be augmented by stocks available through the OECS Pharmaceutical Procurement Services.
Explaining the drug and its uses, infectious disease specialist Dr. Gerald Thompson said that the drug has been around for some time and has proven to be quite effective.
That we would be very grateful if we have a supply of options, and the provision of interferon from Cuba, Hebron, is going to add to the armamentarium of medication that one would have available to choose from. And based on the various results of the solidarity being done around the world, we'll have much better ideas as regards how best to use it, if to use it in the standard fashion or if there are other measures and so that can be put in place.
In light of the further 2 weeks extension to the school closure, the Ministry of Education says it will continue to strengthen its e-learning modalities to provide home-based learning for the thousands of students throughout the country, and that it will continue to be guided by the Ministry of Health concerning the reopening of schools. The ministry said it will also be guided by schools' individuals' plans to provide online educational services to students. It said all students must continue to be supported by their school to ensure participation in quality education during this COVID-19 pandemic, and that it will be working with those schools that have not yet started their online teaching. In the meantime, the ministry is encouraging students, teachers and parents to access up-to-date information and learning resources from its Curriculum Development Unit's website at www.svgcdu.org, which it provides a range of curriculum resources and other information that will assist students with their learning at home. The ministry is further urging stakeholders to continue to adhere to the guidelines provided by the Ministry of Health to ensure public safety as the country continues its fight against COVID-19. And the Early Learners Program ELP team has been using technology to find innovative ways to encourage reading among early learners, as well as the participation of parents in the process. The ELP created 4 video-driven movement restrictions to deliver key messages to the teachers, parents, and students. Each of the messages offered a different perspective to garner attention and reach their audiences in unique ways. The national focal point for the ELP, Mavis Finley Joseph, said the short videos are intended to encourage learning at home.
Globally, life has changed for everyone as we face the distressing situation of the coronavirus. The following videos were created to encourage parents, teachers, students, and other stakeholders to keep our children engaged as we encourage remote learning while they are at home. The videos were created by the OECS USAID Early Learners Program, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, through the Ministry of Education, National Reconciliation and Information. They are intended to be shared on social platforms.
2 students encourage parents and students to recognize the importance of reading at this time.
I want to encourage all the parents to help your children with their schoolwork. Right now I'm doing some schoolwork. You can use YouTube or even their books. So I'm encouraging you that you help your children so they could remember what they learned from school. Reading. R. Remember to read. E. Every chance you get. A. Avoid just playing games on the net. D. Do use your time wisely each day. And interesting memories you can create along the way. And new things to learn and places to explore. G. Goals to achieve more and more. Reading is fun.
In the video production, a number of teachers from several schools across the country took the opportunity to encourage parents to support their children with their education development.
Your children are at home now due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Please try and look over your children. Make sure that they are doing what is supposed to be done.
I urge you to spend more time with them. Sing, read, play games, chat with them, read to them. See them read, learn, grow.
Students, as we go through these uncertain times,
We ask you to play your part so we have a healthy start.
Embrace the change. Get on board with the teachers. We can only get through this together.
Read, learn, grow. Whatever device you use, computer, tablet, or phone, just do it at home.
With today being the deadline for omnibus operators to get registered to take advantage of the government sanitization program and subsidy payments, over the last few days, health officers have seen an increase in the number of operators coming forward to sign up and get their buses sanitized. Health officer with the Public Health Department, Travis Trimmingham, said sanitization program was an important initiative which all omnibus operators should have taken advantage of, not only to protect themselves but their passengers from contracting the deadly COVID-19.
We do van sanitization here, where the vans come in, they get sanitized. At first, they have to register at first. The registration for the Windward side is at the old airport, and the registration for the Leeward side is at Victoria Park. So during the day, the vans, they go every other trip they come and they get sanitized. I'm also urging each and every van out there to go and get registered, because in this kind of pandemic we need to make sure our buses are clean, make sure the passengers are safe. So therefore I'm urging each and every one of you to come out and sanitize your vans. Registration goes up to this Friday, so I'm urging each and every one of you who have not registered as yet to go at your various posts. And let me remind you again, the Windward side is Iti Joshua, the old airport, and the Leeward end is Victoria Park. We have one branch here at Token and another branch at the Leeward bus terminal. So I'm urging you guys to come out and get your van sanitized.
Trimmingham said he was proud to be part of the program.
The most bus we have sanitized in a day has been 78. We have sanitized about 78 buses a day, where they come, as I say, every other trip. Sometimes a bus may come up to 3 times a day to get sanitized. Great, I mean, at the end of the day, you serve a country. I mean, we have intentions and we have to look out for each other, we have to be each other's keeper. So in a time like this, I mean, unity is needed. So it's very good to know, I mean, you come out, even though at the end of the day, you may risk to make sure everyone is safe, but that's no problem. I mean, that's what working in the ministry is about. Working with health is what we are supposed to do.
Our news team caught up with a bus operator and conductor who gave kudos to the initiative.
To the public and thing, keep it up like so, like thing. Everybody gonna be good and we're on a coronavirus and thing. It's gonna be clean. Just how us live with that. It was, yeah. Some people might didn't want to come, but it's a good thing I'm doing. I don't know when they're hiding and wherever they come, it's free. Don't say I pay big money for do this and do that, you know. Everything free. Just come out and just do your thing. Everyone sanitize nice, everything nice, you know. Yeah.
Well, I think it's very good, cause keeping me safe, and when people come in, they can smell the bus, smell like it real fresh and everything. So I think that is a good job we're doing. Yeah.
You encourage other minibus operators to come?
Yeah, I think so, because you don't know, the virus is very dangerous and it's easy to spread, especially like how the place is getting cold and rain is coming. So I guess everyone's supposed to come and get the sanitizer finished, so it could be more healthier for us.
In reference to the subsidy payment, the government in its COVID-19 recovery and stimulus package allocated 700,000 EC dollars to the transport sector, some of which will go to omnibus operators who will face economical challenges due to stipulations put in place due to the threat of COVID-19. Only those omnibus operators who have registered are expected to benefit from the subsidy. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force today received 29 pieces of musical instruments from the Ministry of National Mobilization in collaboration with the OCS USAID and Juvenile Justice Reform Project Phase 2. The instruments were handed over to the Commission of Police, Colin John, by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Mobilization, Narissa Gittins Macmillan, at the Police Band Room. Assistant Superintendent of Police Junior Simmons said that the instruments came under the National Diversion Program for Children at Risk.
And these 29 pieces of instruments, they would form part of the National Diversion Program of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where we'll be targeting children who are at risk and children who are in conflict with the law, so that we can use them to help develop our country and to channel their energies in a more positive direction.
Commissioner of Police Colin John, in his remarks, thanked all the sponsors who worked together to make the donation possible and assured them that the instruments will be put to good use.
Just want to thank everyone once again for this donation, this generous donation. I know that as an organization, we will use it to enhance the crime fighting capacity. We would make sure that more youths are trained, so that will be one less person that we will have to worry about being on the block or being engaged in criminal activities. So this is very much a crime prevention initiative, and I just want to say thanks for assisting us as the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force to assist us as the public.
Commissioner John said that the former band leader, ASP Hall, who recently passed away, will be smiling in his grave today because of what has been achieved with the National Diversion Program for children at risk.
As regards this project, it was conceptualized by ASP Hall, as was said before, and it fits snugly into our crime prevention initiative. How does it do that? The fact that every year in excess of 125 young people are taught to play musical instrument. They are partakers of the summer program, the police band summer program. We have had persons who came to that program as well, who are current police officers and who have been meaningful citizens, very prominent citizens in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.